Good morning. My name is Claire Sillett. I'm from MBC. I'm the Business Service Manager, and today kicks off our first Q&A series that is complementing the intro video that you would have seen recently. So to start today, we are going to be talking to Ben Wright, who's the Director of MBC, and just running through a few Q&As with him to get his insights into how he sees, businesses and our clients, you can be responding to the current situation that we find ourselves in. So welcome, Ben.
Hi, Claire. How are you?
Well, thank you. So first question, I guess a personal one, but also one that gives insight to our clients as well. As a business owner yourself, what have you focused on so far in this new world we find ourselves in?
Yeah, a good question. I guess, well, nobody's ever really been through this, especially most of the sort of the business owners and whatnot out there at the moment. So it was certainly for me initially a very confronting situation to be in. The first thing I really focused on was actually myself. As a leader of a business, if I'm not looking after myself so I can make good decisions and lead the business through this, I just don't think the outcome's going to be what we want. So looking after myself was a primary one, making sure I'm sleeping well, still going out for my bike ride, doing all those sort of things, just so, I'm still fresh and thinking clearly. The next one, I guess, was I'm a big believer in showing strong leadership. So at MBC, as you know, we've got about 25 staff. So I take that with a lot of responsibility, and leading the team through this is really important. So being seen as a leader to make the tough decisions, make the tough calls, I thought was really important. So I sort of touched on it then, but the next thing is decision making is another one. So you have to make decisions through this, whatever they are. I think the worst thing you can do is sort of get overwhelmed or panic or whatever it is and sort of procrastinate on that. I'm sort of a believer you're better off making a decision and getting it wrong than doing nothing at all. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges for a lot of business people at the moment is they know they need to make some decisions. It's a daunting prospect. So that's that. And then finally, communication with your staff, communication with suppliers, your customers, everybody that's involved in your world and in your business, communicating with your family members. Everybody's involved in your business at varying levels. So the communication part of it is really important. Yeah.
And would you say that there's knowing your business from a financial perspective is really important as well?
Yeah, look, I mean, outside everything else, everything I've just mentioned, I think that the main thing that we've really focused on is cash flow at the moment. So like all businesses, sort of the uncertainty, I guess, of the marketplace that we're in, and all businesses are in the uncertainty of how long this pandemic is going to go on. It really is a challenge, I guess, to make sure that your business is going to be there at the end. And the key driver of that is obviously cash flow. So it's important to know what your cash flow is this week, next week, next month, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is. Too often people, I think, cash flow is something that's discussed a lot in business, and probably, more people should do it, even in the good times, managing your cash flow. Going off what's in your bank account is not managing your cash flow. And I think that's where some businesses sort of tend to fall over. They manage what's in their bank account rather than, what's coming in and what's going out. So. Yeah.
And so I guess for the benefit of clients, if you've never done a cash flow, and many clients haven't, and that's just the reality. Where do you start if you're doing a cash flow for the very first time? Where would you suggest clients start?
Yeah, it can be a little bit daunting, but I think let's just keep it really simple. It's money in and money out. Yeah. So that's what you need to understand. So you need to understand, if you're looking at your customers or your clients, who's going to get affected more by the current situation than others. Are people going to have difficulty in paying you? Are some businesses potentially going to cease? You need to get a good understanding of that. Off the back of that, then you need to obviously look at your suppliers as well, your inputs, and understand, I guess, how they're affected as well. Are there timelines in terms of how they can, provide what you need? Are their payment terms going to change? Are they expecting more money up front, or they're, instead of it being, a monthly account, they're wanting it paid in 14 days? You need to sort of understand that side of things. The other part of it, I guess, is you're still outside the supplies. You've got other components such as your staff. We've heard a lot about it in the media, and about people being laid off or whatnot. But you need to obviously look at your staff and your obligations there. Look at the stimulus packages and what help the government's giving you. You just need to look at all the different areas of your business and break it down into a weekly, fortnightly, monthly approach. Probably one of the biggest challenges, I guess, to getting a cash flow started is actually having up-to-date records.
Yeah.
So a lot people are better these days with with products like Xero and whatnot. You can it's a lot easier to maintain your records up to date. But if you want to make decisions about your business moving forward, you sort of need to know where you're at. What the starting point is. So I would suggest people get up to date, make sure you understand where you're at, make sure your key drivers are, and then just look at money in, money out. Yep.
Great. And any final points that you'd like to add to today's video?
Look, I think the main thing just to remember is everybody's going through this. As I mentioned before, don't panic. Understand what the key drivers of your business are, understand where you're at, look at your cash flow side of your business. And put a plan together. Put some strategies together. Implement them, review them, see how they're going, and we should all get through this. I think the biggest thing is deferring or procrastinating on anything. We just got to get in and make some hard decisions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Well, thank you for that highlight as to what you've been doing in the business here. What people should be thinking about from a forecasting perspective. That's really great insight. And there's obviously a number of things that Ben's touched on there that MBC can help with, and we've got a team of experts here who have knowledge and experience to assist in getting up to date with your books, whether it be bookkeeping. Obviously, our team of accountants are here to help with the business as usual tax accounting side of things, but also being able to help put those forecasting templates in place that will be valuable to your business.
Yep.
In addition, if there's any topics that you as clients want us to be covering or giving information or collating it all, because there's certainly overwhelming information out there, let us know because we more than happy to help bring that together and get it out to you so that it's in a digestible format.
Yep.
Thank you so much for watching today, and stay tuned for our next video next week. Thanks very much. See you soon.
Cheers. Bye.